Hey YouTube, this is Ford Fan here with a quick tour of our 2005 Four Winds Majestic RV, our first RV. You may recognize this as an X-Cruise America vehicle, which it is. It's the 28A. We're thrilled. We haven't taken any official trips yet. We've had it to the maintenance shop a couple times to get some things taken care of, oil change, etc. One of the first things I did was I replaced the headlight bezels. They were a bit foggy. I also replaced the turn signal bezels with the clear ones. The ones I replaced were all amber. I just thought these looked prettier. It's got the V10, it's the E450. Runs really good. Let's take a walk outside the coach. Of course, we have the overhang up here. And storage. Of course, the coach door. I should close this to get some protection from the buggies. The refrigerator vent. One of the things, I picked up this hint from one of the YouTubers that I follow, A.W. Voter, who suggested putting screens to keep the bugs out, which I did on this and a couple of other vents. Down here we have the LP for the fridge, storage area here, and the awning, by the way, and the fridge vent at the top. The porch light I replaced with LED, as I did with all the interior lights. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. More storage here. This is pass-through. It's smaller than the current RVs that Cruise America has, but in order to get that extra space in the newer models, they had to create a higher floor, a slightly higher floor, and a step in the bedroom area, which we're happy with this, because the way we trip sometimes, it might be a bit of a hazard if we had that in the bedroom. Taillights, those are incandescent. I eventually want to get LED replacements. We have the forewarn radar in the back that came with the vehicle. And of course LED lights on the clearance lights all the way around. And here's the fresh water here. The access to the drainage and just the tank sensors and things like that. RV there yet. Got this off of eBay. And excuse the messy bumper. Of course, on this side we have the fresh water, the small door. Also more storage. Down here is the generator. It's an Onan 4000 watt. And of course outlets or inlets, whatever, for cable and telephone for landline. Gas right here. What do we have down there? Well, I'll add it later. Of course, shore power here. Sewer hose storage, which we don't have anything in there right now because we have the hoses up front in this storage area. And then, of course, the black and gray tank outlets and the house battery, just one house battery. And here are a couple of more screens I put over the vents here, the stove vent and the heater vent. And so far so good. And that brings us around to the other side. As you can see, I did a little touch up here. As crude as it looks, the only real leak we had here was during a heavy rain when it would leak through this vent for the oven fan, or the stove fan rather. And I sealed that up sloppily, but it works. So let's take a look inside. This little gadget down here is a mighty light, which when it's dark, it'll light up when it senses motion for 30 seconds, which is great with the steps here being dark anyway. And it's powered by a 9-volt battery, and it works pretty well. We had this outside in the backyard for a while. It got rained on and everything, cleaned it out, put a new battery in it, still works great. We have the fire extinguisher. And some decorations here. This was from my sister. And this is, obviously it's not a new thermometer. Had it for a while. Fire extinguisher. We have the fridge here. Back there is the bedroom, the kitchen. 3-burner stove. We added this cover. Aftermarket cover. Does a nice job. Doesn't rattle. Convection microwave. And of course the exhaust. As I mentioned before, we have LEDs and all the interior lights. A double sink. Of course, the dinette. That's one of our favorites. We've always wanted a dinette in whatever RV we got. Kind of reminds us of being out at a restaurant. A couch that converts to a bed. And this TV here was added by the previous owner. I think they had a smaller TV in the rental unit. And of course we have the loft upstairs. Well, technically not upstairs. Let's take a look at the cockpit. One of the things I was adamant about when buying this RV, or any RV really, was not only having an RV-oriented GPS, but also having a rear vision camera. Not only for going in reverse, but also to watch the traffic behind me while we were driving on the road. Now, this particular model, the Garmin 760 LMT, comes in this particular package for the Garmin, rather. It comes with a rear vision camera. It's wireless, and since I was not interested in drilling into the fiberglass body on the outside, I actually hooked it on the inside to a 12-volt source, which means that it was on all the time unless I hooked it up to a switch that would be able to be turned off when I wasn't driving. I have a wireless switch that's made by Logisys. It's the RM01 or RM1, something like that. And it has a couple of remote key fobs where if you hit the key fob, there we go. And you can see what's behind you. And then if you want to go back to the GPS, you just hit that and it puts you back on there. You wouldn't believe how many takes that took. I also got an adapter from the good folks at SiriusXM so we can listen to satellite radio, because I noticed that on the outside of the cab was a satellite antenna. Very neat. And of course, since all this is added on, I have a mess of wires here, which of course this is a work in progress, so I will probably work on tidying that up as we own the RV over time, because we also have a couple of seat covers that are heated. My wife has one in her car and it's great. The other car that we have has built-in heated seats, so that's good too. This contraption here is a typical inexpensive car DVR. I paid about $13 for it on Amazon. I got a few of these, by the way. This one I put an extension on so I could hang it back here and have it look out the window, mainly back here so it can see the Garmin on the dash in case, heaven forbid, something happens and I need to see what was behind me at the time. This might not be able to show the Garmin's rear view right now, but it does show that now it might vibrate. I haven't test driven it yet. All of this electronic stuff up here is subject to revision as needed. I had to start the engine because I was afraid of running the battery too low. Let's take a look in the back. Of course, we have our fridge here. It's a Norcold, and no, it wasn't involved in that recent recall. Fortunately, I did check that out. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen one. You've seen them all. It's not running right now until I level the motorhome. And of course, we have the shower here. Now my wife got this idea to hang the extra shower curtain here, which I think is decorative. As you can see, that normally would be hanging up, but we have it on the floor so it wouldn't fall down while we were driving. Got the skylight up there. Aftermarket shower handle installed by the previous owner. But the reason for hanging this is so that if somebody's taking a shower and they want a little more privacy, they can go ahead and hide behind this. Here's our bathroom. Okay, nothing out of the ordinary here. Flush toilet, nice sink, cabinets, storage, and an unfantastic fan. That's okay, it does the job for now. We hung this on here, keeps sliding when we drive. And in the bedroom, we have a queen size bed. A little short here, but that's okay. Cabinets, a nice back window, and there is the back camera, which does a good job. The resolution is only 640 by 480, but I've used it a couple of times when we've taken it around the block, and you can tell if somebody's behind you or not. Now you may notice that the curtains are different from those on the rental vehicle. The rental vehicle came with curtains that were kind of purple, a little bit heavier. We contacted through Cruise America the person who does their curtains, and we ordered them in this nice beige. Here's another TV, and of course we have a regular store-bought shower curtain here. Up here is a cabinet. I haven't seen these on the newer rentals, and I can probably understand why, because if I had $1 for every time I hit my head on that thing, but I like having the storage space, and we have our electrical outlet up there, so we're pretty good. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Nothing extraordinary, but it's a basic good starter RV, and we're thrilled with it. We got a great deal on it. We're happy with it. It runs good, and we're looking forward to our first trip maybe early this fall. And I'll do my best to have video for you there too. Okay, thanks for watching.